Hello and welcome to cookingflavors.com. Today, as part of our beautiful home series, we look at a long awaited and a much requested video on our channel, which is the kitchen tour. So finally, I'm posting the kitchen tour here. In this kitchen today, I'll just show you how I've organized things. You will not find anything very fancy or very anything that is too expensive here. Whatever things I have, I'll show you how I've organized it in a neat and a clutter-free fashion, and to keep things which are easy for me and convenient for me to use for day-to-day cooking, because kitchen is the place where I spend most of the time cooking for my family and making them happy. So I'd like to keep things which is easy to reach and which is easy for me to handle every day. So if you see, this is the full view of the kitchen. It's a very small kitchen and it's an open kind of a kitchen. The place where I'm standing and shooting is the dining area. So there's an aisle in between and two sides of the kitchen. We'll just go in section by section. I'll show you all the countertop organization first, and then we'll move on to the cabinets. That's my hot water kettle, and here this is the place where I keep all my cooked food. Just to show you, these are placemats or hot mats, because my countertop I can't keep anything too hot, so I use placemats like this. It can also be doubled up as a pot holder to carry hot utensils from the stove. So that's about it. I only keep cooked food here on this side. So when we move on towards the right, I have my cooking range here. If you had seen in my older apartment, I had a gas stove, but this is an electric stove. So this is a cooking range. It has a conventional oven below and a microwave on top. Most of you would be familiar with an electric stove, but for those of you who are not too familiar, I thought I'll just show you. This electric stove kind of has a coil. It's like, it has a coil kind of an heating element. And I've lined the liners with aluminum foil so that I don't mess up, and the cleaning is pretty easy for me. So that's the left side, the cooking range, and now we'll move on to the right side. If you see the right side, I have my mortar and pestle. You would have already seen in my countertop organization, I always put a nice soft cloth below the mortar and pestle, because when you keep pounding it, you don't want your countertop to be affected by it. Next to it, I have a small blender, and on the extreme right, I have all my daily use cooking oil, like the sesame oil, the refined oil, the coconut oil, the ghee. Then I have the tamarind, the salt, the turmeric powder, and all that. And here I have my rock salt or the kallup. So that's about it. And here I have all my spoons, my forks, and my bread knife, and all that. And if I can show you this is I use this as a spoon. This is just a tray that I got for something, so it takes in a lot of heat. So I thought I'd use it as a spoon wrist instead of buying another spoon wrist separately. Keeping something like this to place your ladles is nice, because it avoids any mess on the countertop. Now on the extreme right, if you see, that's my refrigerator where I'm showing you my hand. So I have stuck contact paper on top of it, because my stove is very next to the refrigerator. So when I'm cooking, I don't want anything to mess up my refrigerator. So on the refrigerator, I've put my kitchen towel or my kitchen tissue roll there. Next to it, I just got this measuring table or a chart there. It's magnetic. I put that there. Even this tissue paper holder is also magnetic. So I've kept that there. And this is my refrigerator next to it. I've already shown you a refrigerator organization. I'll link it below in the description box. Nothing much there. I have a few of my pot holders there and the list of what I need to purchase. And this side, so when we move on to the other side, I'll show you what I have here. Here I have three stackable storage organizers. They're stackable. So I have my daily use onions, my potatoes, and my garlic. Along with my potatoes, if I buy this chepa kirango kolakesha, that also goes in there. And here I have my garlic and my sambar vengayam or the pearl onions. Usually all the onions go on the first rack, but since there's no place there, I put the onions here. Always remember a small tip: never put onions and your potatoes together, because the moisture moisture from the onions will, the potatoes will sprout up very fast. You will see shoots there on the potatoes if you put them together, so never do that. Next to that, I have an empty tray. This is where if I buy a loaf of bread and when I buy coconut before I break the coconut, those two things go in there, so that's place for that. And next to it, I have my drinking water, and the jug is the cooking water. And then I have a plates rack here, a plates, a spoons, or a tumbler rack. I keep all my plates here. The top rack is also for plates, but bigger plates don't fit there because there is a cabinet above it. So it's purposely kept empty. Most of my the rack is empty because most of my plates are into the dishwasher already. And so I have my tumblers and my mugs there. And this is my sink area. And you see another a beautiful live plant there, which is a very recent purchase, I must tell you. And on the right hand side of the kitchen sink, you see a tray there. You would have seen this in my dining table organization. I no longer use it there since I didn't want to discard it. What do I do when I hand wash certain utensils? I put them here for drying. If this tray doesn't fit, you saw my plates rack, the upper rack. I put small tumblers, cups and spoons and all there for drying. So this comes in handy. So this is about the countertop organization. Now we'll get into the cabinets. Before we move on to that, there's one more thing there. On top of the refrigerator, I don't have anything. It's just a showpiece. Like I have a rabbit there, and that one is my filter refill for the filter jug. So now we look into the cabinets organization. Now you saw this countertop here. Above that there is a double door cabinet which has 3 shelves or 3 racks. Here I have my daily used items, grocery items like the dals, the semia, the vermicelli, that is the rava, the vermicelli, and then I have my beverages, my sugar, and the top rack, the bigger steel container is the rice, the anjara petti, all that is my appalam, all that is stored here. Now below the countertop, I have a drawer here. Let's see. I have all my ladles here, my whisks, my spatulas, my tea filters, my matte, my roti rolling pin, small cups, bowls, all that is here. All the essentials are kept in this drawer here, and below that there is a double door cabinet which has 2 racks. The first rack has my daily use tiffin lunch boxes, some strainers, my coconut grater is there. This basket has all the water bottles in that. All that is there. Below that I have most of my baking items here, though I don't bake very regularly. I keep some of them here. I do at some times. If I make a separate video on that if you wish to see my baking supplies here. And moving on to the other side, above this countertop I have another cabinet here which is a single door cabinet, again which has 3 shelves here. And I'll show you what I have here. These are the other used grocery items like my mustard, cumin, pepper, fenugreek, sambar powder, my sesame seeds, coffee, asafoetida, all that. And this has 4 rows of bottles here, and I mentally know which is where, so I can just close my eyes and pick whichever one I want. Above that I have the meal maker, the samba goduma, puttu kadala, dhania, coriander seeds, and that yellow bottle is my chili powder. So that's about this cabinet here. And if you see, I've lined all my shelves with shelf liners for easy cleaning. Below this is another smaller drawer here where I have my daily use teacups and some containers with lids where I keep leftover food, all food grade containers or BPA free containers. And here I have my gas lighter, my knives, my marker pen for the board, then my pot holder, all that is there. So these containers are used to keep leftover food or leftover cut vegetables. Next to that I have a small bamboo salt box. I don't put salt in that. I have my cooker weights here. So my cooker weights go into this box here. So that's about this drawer here. Now there's a rack above the microwave oven. So this is a microwave above the the stove. So there is a a cabinet here which is not very reachable, so I have my lesser used items like the apa kadai, the kuri paniara maker, my roti board, and I have my mixie jars here. So it's a little out of reach, so I've kept these items here. And this is the oven, the convectional oven below the stove. It's usually empty. I just have two of my non-stick pans here because I don't want to mix them with other vessels and spoil the coating of the pans, so I've kept them separately here. Now we'll move on to the other side, the cabinet above this countertop here. It's again a two-door cabinet. It's a larger cabinet. I have most of my lesser used grocery items, that is nuts and garam masala, curry masala, all those things are very, very lesser used in my house, so I've kept them here. Then the second, that's the bottommost shelf. The second shelf has my all some of the medicines. That's my snack box and some of the oils, vinegar, honey, all that is there. The topmost rack, if you see, that basket has leftover grocery. That is. After putting them into the containers, anything which remains, all that goes in there. And this basket has all of my boxed grocery, the grocery which comes in boxes. So I've separated them like that. And the red boxes, I have my mustard, cumin, fenugreek seeds on, and that as which comes in very handy. I've kept them separately because that's regularly used. So that's about this cabinet here. Now below this area, I have two drawers here. The first one has all of my cling wraps, then my aluminum foil, my Ziploc bags, then my cooking gloves, and then I have a screwdriver which I use exclusively for the kitchen. And this box has some of my rubber bands and bread ties and all that into this drawer. The next drawer has all my cutting boards, two bags which comes in, which I grab and go to the market, my chargers, my kitchen towels, and then my cooker stand, those rings, all that goes in there. So that's about this drawer here. And below these two drawers, I have another cabinet which has two shelves or two racks here. Let's see what's into this. This essentially has all my pots and pans, my kadais, my cookers, my daily used cooking utensils are all here in this cabinet here of two shelves. And this is the sink area. Below the sink, we'll see it's a cabinet, not essentially a cabinet, but it's just an under the sink unit. We'll see what's inside this. On the left hand side, if you see over the door, there is an over the door shelf. Here I have my dishwashing soaps, my trash bags, all that. And here I have two baskets. The one in the green basket contains all my scrubs, my washing and cleaning scrubs. And this one has all my cleaning liquids. The pink spray bottle is the water vinegar mixture, and that's my trash can. If you see here, I have lined the surface with contact paper again because when I throw trash into the bin, it might accidentally fall on the surface and mess it up. So it's easy for me to clean. So I've lined it with contact paper there. So this is the under the sink unit. And next to that is my dishwasher below this countertop. This is the overall view of my kitchen, both the countertop and the cabinets. I've arranged it in a very functional manner, and I don't have a lot of clutter here. Whatever is needed for me, that's all I have in this kitchen. Hope you get some ideas from here and you can put it into use. And you can tailor this according to your needs, your functionality, and your everyday usage. Hope you enjoyed this much asked for, much requested, and a long awaited video. Do share this video with your friends and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video today. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and post in your comments and suggestions. Subscribe to our Tamil channel, Samayal Suvai, and keep supporting us there also. Till we see you again with another new and interesting video. Thank you and happy cooking.